Hola coolers, and welcome back to the African Cooler channel for a full transfer roundup, as we shall be discussing everything that has been going on concerning incomings and outgoings at Barcelona. All of that and more coming your way today, guys, so sit back, relax, and let's get straight to it. But first of all, I want to talk about Fermin Lopez, because what a summer this young kid has had, what a summer the young man has had. To put it in simple terms, it is safe to say that Fermin has been a revelation this season and this summer for both Spain and Barcelona. He was in action for the Spanish under-23 team in the gold medal match of the Paris Olympics against the host France on Friday, and it was yet another match-winning performance from Fermin Lopez once again, because he scored 2 goals on the night to help Spain on their way to winning the gold medal. Eventually, they won the game 5-3 after extra time, and what a season that Fermin has had. Remember, he went to the Euros earlier with the national team this summer and he came back with a winner's medal, and once again he has gone to the Olympics and he has come back with the winner's medal as well. And what a tournament Fermin has had, because he has scored 6 goals in the course of this Olympics tournament and provided 2 assists as well. That follows up from the 11 goals he scored last season while playing for the Barca first team. So that is a total of 17 goals in his first ever season as a professional footballer, bro. That's tough, bro. No matter how you want to look at it, man, that's tough, because scoring 17 goals in your first season as a professional, it's not easy at any level of the game. So congrats to Fermin Lopez, because what a summer he has had, what a season he has had, and I definitely would be looking forward to seeing him churning it out for Barca next season under the orders of Hansi Flick. But I also want to give a shout out to the other Barca players who were on that winning team for Spain, because Cubarsi and Garcia were also important players helping Spain on their way to winning their 2nd Olympic football gold medal following their victory in 1992. So shout out to Cubarsi and Garcia also for helping Spain and also flying the Barca flag in Paris this summer. But I also want to give a shout out to Barca as a club, because when you look at the starting lineup for Spain for that final game against France, you will see that 7 of that starting lineup were trained in La Masia, from the goalkeeper and alternance to the left back João Miranda, Sergio Gomez, even the striker Abel Ruiz, also Cubarsi, Garcia, and Fermin Lopez, of course. So 7 players were trained in La Masia, helping Spain once again to glory at a major international tournament. So shout out to Barca, bro. Shout out to La Masia. Barca keeps doing the Lord's work for Spain. But now I have to talk about a player who is not even currently a Barca player at the moment, because Jean-Claude Todibo is on the verge of joining West Ham, because out of nowhere West Ham have hijacked his move to Juventus this summer. It is said to be an agreement for a season-long loan move from Nice to West Ham, with an obligation to make the deal permanent for 40 million euros next summer. Now I know a lot of you will be wondering that how does this concern Barca, or how does it even benefit Barca? But it is important to remember that while Barca were negotiating his departure to Nice in 2021, there was a clause that was included in that deal, because Barca apparently included a sell-on clause of 20% of any future sale in the deal that saw Todibo swap Barca for Nice in 2021. So what that means is that Barca will be entitled to a 20% share of the 40 million euros that West Ham are going to pay out to Nice for the transfer of Todibo. And that money, while it's not going to be paid this summer, because first of all, he's going to spend 1 season on loan at West Ham, and then next season there is an obligation to buy. It is an obligation, not an option. So West Ham will definitely have to keep their end of the bargain. So this is guaranteed money here that will be coming into the account at Barca next season. That 20% is likely to be around 8 million euros. So Barca will receive a piece of the pie to the tune of 8 million euros for the transfer of Jean-Claude Todibo to West Ham. But now I have to talk about another player who is currently in the Barca squad, wearing the Barca jersey right now, and it is none other than Julian Araujo, because he was on loan at Las Palmas last season. It was a decent loan spell for him, because he was one of their best players and one of the solid right backs in the whole of La Liga last season, which saw him return to the club this summer, and he even went out with the team on that summer tour of the United States of America. However, Araujo played just one game, starting the game against Man City in that 2-2 draw that led to Barca winning 4-1 on penalties. Now it is reported that Barca and English Premier League side Bournemouth are on the verge of reaching an agreement for the permanent transfer of Julian Araujo to the English Premier League. It is said that a fee of around 10 million euros is being discussed at this point. So Barca stand to earn 10 million euros for the transfer of Julian Araujo to West Ham. But now looking at this fee and this offer that is being discussed for this transfer here, a part of me seems to think that this is a low ball offer, because these Premier League sides, we know that money is definitely not a problem for them, because when you take it into context, you see that Bournemouth are on the verge of receiving a large chunk of money from Tottenham for the transfer of their striker Dominic Solanke, who is on the verge of joining Tottenham, because Bournemouth are supposed to receive between 65 to 70 million pounds for the transfer of Solanke to Tottenham. So clearly they are not a team that are short on cash. We already know that Premier League clubs are not teams that are lacking money. They have money, and definitely they can afford to pay more for a player that has had a decent season on loan at Las Palmas. He is playing for the Barca first team, but I just feel like Barca are selling themselves short when it comes to this negotiation for the transfer of Julian Araujo, because obviously money is definitely not an object for the Premier League sides. But Bournemouth, it seems, they have negotiated well for the transfer of Araujo. However, we have also heard that that deal is supposed to include a sell-on clause similar to what Barca did with the transfer of Todibo to Nice in 2021. It seems like Barca are willing to include a sell-on clause in the transfer of Araujo to Bournemouth, which means that if they eventually go on to sell him in a few years from now, Barca would definitely get to earn a portion of that transfer fee as well. As at this moment in time, they really do not know how much or what percentage that sell-on clause is going to be, but time is definitely going to tell, because Barca could use some money from transfers this summer. Now I want to move on to my good old friend Clement Lenglet, because apparently the rumors that have been linking him with Atletico de Madrid have resurfaced once again, because it is said that Atleti are still interested in signing Lenglet from Barca this season, and I am very much up for it, because personally I have nothing against Lenglet on a personal level, but as a player, that is where my problem with Lenglet comes from, because he is not valuable for Barca at this moment. In fact, I think Lenglet has the best job in the world. He is sitting on a shitload of money at Barca, earning a lot of money while doing little to justify those earnings. He has gone on loan in the past 2 seasons to English Premier League sides Tottenham and Aston Villa, and once again he has come back to Barca. It seems like Barca are stuck with the problem that is Clement Lenglet. However, he seems to be attracting interest here, and Barca, I really do not think that they should insist on a transfer fee, because whichever way, whichever method we can use to get rid of Clement Lenglet this summer, personally for me, I'll consider it a win, because when you think of the fact that if he ends up staying at Barca, the cost of his salary for next season and also the amortization of his contract is going to be a huge sum of 19 million euros. So that is what is going to cost Barca to keep Lenglet at the club, and he is generating interest from a decent side, in fact a quality side like Atletico de Madrid. This time, personally for me, I think it's a no-brainer. If I were Lenglet, I definitely would be jumping at the chance to move to Atletico this summer, because definitely he has no place in Barca. He's not going to be seeing much game time if he remains at Barcelona, so definitely he should be contemplating a move away. It is said that Villarreal are also interested in signing Lenglet, because Cuenca has joined Fulham, so definitely they could use a center defender in their team. So Lenglet, bro, you have to consider these options, man. These are good options for you in your professional career, and I know that even though you will not earn as much as you would have earned at Barca, but I am very sure that you earn decent money if you make that move away as well. But now I have to talk about the big transfer of Barca's summer so far, in the person of Dani Olmo. So Dani Olmo was in the club's offices on Friday to put pen to paper on that 6-year deal that saw him move from RB Leipzig to Barca. He also used Friday as an opportunity to leave an official farewell message appreciating Leipzig for the role they have played in his career, and you saw him there with his family and everybody there joining him for his first day in the Barca offices as a Barca player. And now Incidentally, there was something that was striking during Dani Olmo's presence in the club's offices on Friday. It was the fact that most of the people that were with him, almost everybody, were seen donning the number 20 shirt. So all signs point to the fact that Dani Olmo is going to be wearing the number 20 shirt next season. Incidentally, it is the lifelong number that another important player in the history of Barca, Sergi Roberto, has been wearing for the most part of his time as a member of the first team. So if Olmo is taking the number 20 here, it clearly means that there is no way back for Sergi Roberto at this point, because as it is now, no announcement was made confirming his departure from the club, because you would expect that with the status that Roberto has attained in the club, Barca would have shown him some respect by officially announcing and organizing a press conference to announce his departure from the club. But at this moment, none of such has been done. And even though we heard that Barca were looking for a way to register his contract, this move to give Dani Olmo his number 20 shirt is clearly an indication that Roberto would not be a part of the Barca first team next season. So clearly now, it seems like Dani Olmo is going to be Barca's new number 20. And he was not unveiled as planned, because we were hearing that the club were planning to unveil Dani Olmo to the fans and to the media by the end of this week. But that has clearly not been the case. And we heard rumors that maybe there must have been a problem with his injury record and all of that. But that is also not the case, because Dani Olmo passed his medicals successfully. There is absolutely no problem with Dani Olmo's fitness. Dani Olmo is fully fit. He has successfully passed a medical. Right now, everything is done. Dani Olmo is a Barca player. But then again, it seems like there is actually a plan in place, because Barca are going to be in action on Monday for the Joan Gamper Trophy match, which is the traditional curtain raiser for every season in Barcelona. So Barca will be in action against Monaco on Monday. It seems like there is a plan in place, however, that Barca would be unveiling Dani Olmo on Monday just before the Joan Gamper Trophy game. But then again, there seems to be some noises that we are hearing. It seems like Barca are planning for yet another announcement for Monday, because it seems at this point, Barca are still not giving up on the pursuit of Nico Williams. At this point in time, anything can happen, because a lot of things have been happening, bro. Could it be possible right now that Barca are accelerating efforts for the signing of Nico Williams? Because earlier in the week, it was also reported that President Joan Laporta has taken over fully the negotiations for the signing of Nico Williams. Right now, it is said that Barca are in constant communication with the agent of Nico Williams. They have been on the phone. They have been speaking every day concerning a potential transfer for the Spanish international. Joan Laporta is clearly intent on bringing Nico Williams to Barca this summer. Hence, that is why he has taken over the negotiations from sporting director Deco. Joan Laporta is now fully in charge of the Nico Williams operation. He is the one taking full charge of the operation. And something interesting has happened over the course of this weekend, because Athletic Club had a preseason friendly on Saturday against German side VfB Stuttgart. However, Nico Williams was not named in the squad to face Stuttgart on Saturday. And now a lot of you might be saying that Nico, probably he's just been rested because he just resumed and he has not had a lot of action. He has not had a lot of training. No, that is definitely not the case, because Nico resumed training on Tuesday. He resumed training ahead of schedule on Tuesday. And clearly, training from Tuesday to Saturday, that is like a whole week's training in the bag. So clearly, that should have been enough to at least see him in the squad, or even make the bench and come on as a substitute. And while I'm not trying to say that this move definitely means that Nico is coming, at this point in time, we cannot turn a blind eye to anything, because a lot of things are happening and anything is possible. These final weeks in the transfer window are very crucial in sealing up the deals, in sealing up the last minute deals. And for President Joan Laporta especially, this is a very huge summer, because it's a huge deal. Presidential elections are coming up in 2026, and definitely he would want to leave a legacy. He would want to leave a competitive team. He would want to leave a good impression on the fans, to get some credit and earn some points when it comes to gaining re-election in 2 years time. So at this point in time, we cannot rule anything out. I am still maintaining my position that Nico Williams could still be a Barca player this summer. So let's see what happens in these last few weeks of the transfer window. Do you share my optimism that Nico is going to be a Barca player next season? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. Let me know what you think about the performances of Fermin Lopez, and do you think that Dani Olmo's arrival is going to prevent the growth of Fermin Lopez in Barca next season? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please do give this video a thumbs up, turn on your notification bell so that whenever I drop on the channel, you shall be the first to know. And most importantly, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça, and I'll see you on the next video. Adios.